Hi parents, this is Mrs. Cotlis again from Middle School Language Arts, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood the homework and how to help your children if they're having problems. You may be asking yourself, is this crazy woman going to do a video every week? And the answer is maybe. I'm not committing firmly to that, but right now I think this is the easiest way for me to communicate with you. I tried emails last year and people I think either had difficulty understanding them or didn't read them. So I'm going to try videos and we're going to see how it goes. So the first thing that your child is responsible for is their grammar. And today in class we went over sheet 1. And I will try and show you what that looks like if I can open it. So your child answered the questions and marked things on the paragraph. And then what they're responsible for is sheet 1, question 5, which was to write a paragraph. My son's already done his because we've been in the car for a while. And then they're responsible for grammar 6, sheet 2, and sheet 3. We walked through in class how to do this. They read the paragraph and then they follow the directions on the sheet. And what we're going to be looking for grade-wise is that they completed everything to the best of their ability. So if something is particularly confusing to them or they're having a hard time with it, tell them to do their best. We're not going to be grading on correctness right now. We're going to be grading and giving points based on the fact that they did the work, and then we'll correct it together in class to make sure that they understand the concepts that are going on. Okay, so that's grammar. And then over in their IEW book, what we went over in class was lesson 1. The grammar took a little longer than I was planning on it needing to take, so we kind of flew through lesson 1, but what we did was a keyword outline, and everyone has the same one. To do a keyword outline, what you do is you take the story, which is on page 14 of the student book, and you literally, one sentence at a time, take the most important words from that sentence and put them on your keyword outline, which is on page 15. So page 14 has the story and page 15 has the keyword outline that we did in class. Now, that's done. So lesson 1 is completed. We did it in class. Your child for homework is doing lesson 2. So what you're going to want to have them do, if you're parsing out their work, is on page 17, they can fill in some ly adverbs. That's optional. And then on page 18, there's actually an assignment list. So it tells you what to do on day 1 and what to do on days 2 through 4. Now, we did not do page 19 in class, but we did tell the students that if they did the brainstorming on their own, that would be extra points. So if they do page 19, that'll be extra points for next week. And then as far as doing the actual report itself, what they're going to do is they will go back to that keyword outline that we made in class and literally turn each line into their own sentence. So the goal is for them to rewrite the story in their own words using the most important information from the story that we read. So Logan is here. Say hi, Logan.
Hi, Logan.
And he's going to help us out with an example. So the first line that we have here on the keyword outline, and you can follow along on your child's, I know it's backwards on these videos, but it says MA, which we decided all year was going to be Middle Ages because that's what we're talking about. Magnificent, a clock, and then we've got a sword, a crown, and a castle tower. So Logan is going to show us how he turns that into a sentence. So Logan, here is the keyword outline. Okay, make a sentence for us. Go ahead.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Okay. Often you'll find your mind wandering to the Middle Ages. You envision a magnificent time with knights defending their castles and kings protecting their kingdom with noble stuff.
Okay, so that's a great first draft of a sentence. Now, that is nothing like the sentence that he started off with, because the sentence that started off with in the story is, the Middle Ages is often thought of as a magnificent time of knights, kings, and castles. Logan likes to do dress-ups. He's done IEW before, so you saw that he added in a lot of colorful language. If your student comes up with something like, the Middle Ages was a magnificent time with knights, kings, and castles, that's okay. You want this sentence to be their own, and what you want them to do is not go back to page 14. Don't let them go back to the story. Tell them to work off of their keyword outline. Once they write down a rough draft where they've put in their sentences, then for students that haven't done IEW before, they're going to want to go back in and add some dress ups, and that's where they're going to add in those LY words this week. If your student has done IEW before, encourage them to go ahead and add as many dress ups as they know. That's totally fine with us. We're just going to be looking for what is on the checklist on page 21. And you'll remember from our first video that you're going to want to help them make sure that they've got everything on that checklist. But if your student has done IEW before, like Logan, go ahead and put in strong verbs, put in sentence openers, put in, what else, Logan? Put in a vocabulary word. And the vocabulary words we did not go over in class because we ran out of time.
You might want to remind your kid that just because you get points for things, you can't say the donkey magnificently, tragically.
Oh, right. It needs to make sense. Yes, that's what he's saying. Okay, lesson 1. Here are the vocabulary words. They're the first blue pages in the back of the book. We've got fetid, massive, dilapidated, and intrepid. And so your student will want to make sure they go back and add one of those in to their story. If you have questions, problems, issues, please feel free to reach out via email. But hopefully this video helps you know what your student is supposed to be doing. So again, we went over those keyword outlines, and we'll do that again. And their homework is to write the story using that guideline, and to make sure they add back in their dress ups. So thank you so much for having them in class, and please feel free to reach out if you have any trouble at all. Thank you.